All right. So I told you I was a Radio Shack store manager. As a store manager at Radio Shack, the most amazing thing happens. I get to open everything that comes in. Boy, yeah, I love that. So one day, I seen on the order sheet from Fujifilm, they have this thing coming in called a digital camera. Whatever. So it comes in, and it requires like a little floppy disk. To show you how old I am. A little floppy disk, which now y'all call them SD cards, but these were like big, like this. And I put it in this camera. I could take photos and take photos and take photos and take photos. That's about it. It only took like 16. But then I could download it to a computer and then take photos and take photos and take photos, download it to a computer. But this endless thing of taking photos, as many as I want to, and download a computer. In old cameras, you had to know, the ones with film, you had to concentrate on every frame, every shot, because you paid for every exposure. Some were 24, some were 36, and there was no do-overs. So it used to take like 40 minutes to take a photo. Like, all right, okay, you're gonna sit here, all right, and then you're gonna stay here. Now you're too tall, all right, let's go ahead and move you around. All right, hold on. Okay, let me move you around again. All right, let me go. All right, hold on, let me. All right, hold. Okay, I'm gonna take this photo. So then you used to snap this button, snap, and then make a click, click, like a crazy noise, right? So if you got those photos back, and someone blinked their eyes in that photo, like today, equivalent to that, like how you would be so done with them, you'll report them and they ain't even did nothing wrong. You'll go to Instagram, inappropriate user. That's how bad you wanted to get rid of somebody. If you had a film camera and they blinked their eyes, you were done with them because it cost you money, right? Now this thing called digital came in and you could take photos and there were no number of shots. It was limitless. If you made a mistake, you easily got rid of it. You can just erase it with the click. I.e., that's when it changed. That's when it changed. That's when it changed. That's when the value of pictures started becoming just whatever. People really didn't pay attention to it anymore. Which is a good thing and it's a bad thing. So my whole purpose of this is not to tell you about photography or to teach you how to take a better picture, because photography is subjective. It's the eye of the beholder. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But I do want to ask this about photography, given my history of it, so you got a little bit of it. Answer that question for me. What is the point of taking pictures? Hands. Go.
Save memories.
Save memory. Hands.
Tell a story.
Tell story. Hands.
To relive happy moments.
Hands.
To meme someone. To meme someone.
To meme someone. That's new age.
Create history.
Create history. Exactly. I like the answer that I received in the last class. Is a picture is worth, I say, 10,000 words. Because with a single image, you could portray something that's powerful, that can go places. And all the answers that I received are the best. Are the best. Now, the second question I gotta ask you guys is this one. What, if anything, 2 commas, because I'm a baller like that, is being lost in the culture of fast, limitless photography? What's being lost? It's kind of rhetorical, but
Modesty.
Modesty is being. Ding, give Batman a cookie. Who else?
Like the importance of the picture, like why you're taking it. So what you're trying to do.
Touchdown! That was my Des Bryant. Anyway, what else? Anybody else? So yes, that's what's being lost. Is the storytelling, the connection. The connection is being lost. Meaning, the stories behind the image. the true identity of that photographer or that photographer's style. People are living fake lives through social media and the portrayal of one's self. Now, that was the second shift that I witnessed at Radio Shack. We used to have cell phones, right? Cell phones were like these big blocks. Then Sprint came along with these phones, and they shrunk them down to like the size of a candy bar, but was like a brick. Then the game changer happened when they added a color screen to a cell phone. Yes, cell phones had a spinner screen, and it was just text, right? One day Sprint came out where you could email, like I can email you a photo, and you can get it on your phone, and your mind was blown. You showed everybody. Like, I never forget, I got one on a bus. I was taking a bus when I lived in Ohio, and I was showing, yeah, this is my cell phone. Look at this, I got a picture on it. What's your phone do? Yeah, I got a picture of mine. Check it out. And that was like so amazing on me. And then the iPhone came, and then most of you guys were born then. That's a joke. They always call people old, so that's a young joke. So anyway, the iPhone was born. And then that's when, hey guys, attention please. That's when the game really changed. And that's when social media came into play. And that's when people start portraying themselves. If you go to Instagram, everybody's beautiful. You go to Facebook, everybody's happy. You go to Twitter, everybody's a shake. Right? Am I lying? You know what I'm saying? But that's where we're at nowadays. So what's missing in photography nowadays is this. I want you to stare at those three images for 1 second. So what we have here, that's my best friends. People that I can count on. That connection. This photo right here is, we went to a brother's wedding. We crashed his wedding. I guess we've seen the movie and just crashed his wedding. That's the fork and that's the knife. But this portrays a happy time in our life because it was really significant because we was welcoming this man to marriage. And this was like his last hurrah. Hurrah! So this is us hanging out. And then this is the actual photo of him signing the contract. And I look at this photo because this is the story that's missing. When you look at this, there's going to be a statement that's said about each and every last one of your lives, and my life, and each and everybody last in life in that photo. And that's from Allah we come, to Him we ultimately return. So having great images like this, to this brother, to this cousin, to his nephew, it's a reciprocal thing that they're going to draw inspiration for. Like, oh, there's Kalu. Remember Kalu used to tell us, like, you know, inspire. Remember how giving he was. Remember this time in our life. Remember this awesome time we had. And then we have something that's powerful. How many of y'all know Trayvon Martin? This is a mural that's painted of him outside of Green Sea Vegan. Well, it was. I don't know if it changed it. But then you have things like that tell a story. I'm not even in Houston. I mean, I'm not even in Florida, but I'm connected to this forever because of this image right here and the people that see it. And they'll have a reminder or have something, some type of feeling that they get from this photo right here. Making them mean something. Next slide. Now we get into the meat of this conversation. Signal versus noise. Signal versus noise. Somebody give me an idea of what a signal is. Just a general bland conversation. What's a signal? Anybody? Hands. Yeah, like a definition for signal. Sound, that's good.
A connection.
Boom! I ain't gonna fight it again. A connection. What's noise? Somebody in the back, in the middle. Noise. Go. Nope. You. No. Okay. Noise in photography refers that graininess, right? Look at her. She knows what she's talking about. Communication.
Something that's useless.
Something that's useless.
Say,
I think we get the concept here. Noise versus signal. Noise versus signal. My definition, a signal is to lighten or tell a story and add value to a life. That's why I have your brain here. This is your brain. This is a photo I took at the Houston Health Museum or something like that. And noise is like light gating. That's what we call it in digital advertising. That's when you do a campaign just to get people to like. Really has no point to it. It's pointless. You just want them to do it just for no reason. A lot of people do that nowadays. Or they fill a void / need attention. I'm lonely. Oh, let me take a selfie. Stick your lip out with the sad puppy dog face. Move. Trying to elicit a response out of people. Or a wasted act. Oh, let me just get people's attention. So when it comes to photography, sincerity is key. Here we go. We're putting the bow on it, guys. Sincerity is the key. When you speak and shoot from your heart, any image that you put out to the world, sincerity has to be a big part of it because that's signal. That's something that people will draw from it. That's what the purpose is for this. Give me a second. It worked. It went full screen. I gotta slide to the right. That's amazing, guys. Sorry, mental picture. See, photography once was for special occasions. Today we have astonishing ability to document every passing moment. That can, of course, be a lot of fun. If nothing else, the whole world knows really what you do every hour on the hour. If some of the primitive ones used to fear that photography would steal their soul. Remember that? Anybody ever say that? Oh, you taking pictures is gonna steal my soul. That's what they used to say. It's true, man. You go in like some southern countries or indigenous countries or South America, man, you might not make it out of there. Today, we fear that fail to photograph is losing something forever. Like if we think that we don't take a picture of something, we're going to lose it forever. But fighting time is a losing battle. Man versus time is a losing battle. Many of us think that we can take photos. No. The effort to record everything soon to be vain, and it comes out empty. So you just bored and you sad and you want to take a moment to get someone's response. You keep doing this over time, this addiction, it just goes, and then it's just in vain. It really has no purpose. So the question is, what are you sharing? What is the meaning? Are you just posting selfies everywhere so you let the world know what you're doing, what you're eating? Or are you trying to share knowledge? Are you trying to gain from a certain experience by sharing a photo? That's the idea that I want you guys start thinking into. It's okay to have fun, like we was having fun at a wedding that we crashed and had a good time, and I learned valuable lesson that these are my boys. They have my back, I have their back, something that we can live on. Or did we just post the one in the bathroom where we're just all brushing our hair? Like, hey, we're brushing our hair, awesome. No, that sounds so weird, but it's true, I see it all the time. So that's why eventually, one or herself considers himself, when they come into photography, they see something of beauty. It's a beauty thing. And they use a camera to create it or capture it because it's just writing with light. You don't create anything in like drawing. The difference between documentation and beauty impulse is the latter has the power to produce not just a memory, but an emotional response in any viewer. You see that photo of Trayvon Martin? If you know who he is, you feel something about that photo. When you seen it and I say, hey, you know Trayvon Martin, before I ask you to raise your hand, whoever seen that photo probably was like, oh. Or when you seen the people at the wedding, mashallah, he was happy. And then you see Kahari here with his friends at the bottom, you can get an idea. Once I told you it's a knife and a fork, you're like, oh, they had fun there. That's his boys. That's the type of thing that we're talking about. That's very different than recording an impulse. Impulse, or putting impulse on record. And that's what light gating is. That's this other stuff that people do. This noise. This is just trying to get a negative impulse, a time waster. How many go on Instagram and gotta be somewhere in 10 minutes, and then you look up, it's 50 minutes later, and you're late? How many? Hurry up. I do it. I admit it. I did it. As many of us did. We go and we get trapped in these images, and next thing you know, we walk away with nothing. But time lost. And verily, man against time is lost. Allah told you that, right? Okay, no problem. So, that's different to impulsive recording. So, now, I bring this up because photography has the ability to be many things. And you being young Muslims in this room, Muslims, whether you're paying attention or talking to your friends or not, you have the ability for the first time in history to write a story, to tell a story. A picture's worth 1,000 words, 10,000 in Kahari's language. This is what a picture has the ability to do. So what are you going to do? You're going to put noise out into the world? Are you going to go ahead and get 40,000 followers for which you don't know who they are? Like right now, a guy could see you on campus, snap a picture of this boy, and this is to the sisters I'm talking to, because I just happen to do it this way. Take a picture of him and pretend to be this guy and add you on Facebook, and then they follow you and they like you on Facebook and they follow all your posts, and little do you know that guy is 50 years old. And then he coerces you to go on the Snapchat. And then next thing you know, you're in Snapchat having conversations. And next thing you know, oh, here's a picture of no hijab. Here's a guy in front of, here's my abs for the boys. And it could be the same man. Could be the same one. So you have to think about the image you're putting out there. And I'm going to tie that because that's very important that we talk about that. Because the right moments can lead to dawah. Or the wrong moment could lead you to hellfire. Think about your images. So, how it can lead to dawah? One day I was leading Clear Lake Islamic Center. It was like 12 degrees outside. That never happens in Houston. It was like 30, but to me it was like 12 because it was cold. So I went and I grabbed my camera and I seen something at our church neighbors that's down the street from us. Boom! I snapped this photo on the low, just outside, freezing, middle of the street, snapped it. This photo has been shared around the world. 30,000 shares, or impressions as Facebook calls it. It has received 521 likes, 232 shares, which is more powerful than anything. It has an opportunity to be dawah. You have an opportunity to tell a story. You have an opportunity to mean something. It won't mean something, not a meme, but mean, M-E-A-N, something to somebody. You can have someone who's slipping, and your picture of you standing in the grass over a flower and saying a beautiful ayat, or saying, hey, listen, life gets tough, but sometimes I look down and look at the simple things. That's a signal. Those are the people that we want. That's the message we want to convey. Here we go again. Another image. We do this trash bash with the same church. I deliberately took a selfie. They think it's silly. That's what I do. I make people think I'm silly. And they enjoyed it. But guess what they had to do? They had to like the Clear Lake Islamic Center's page, dawah, go through all the media that we put out there, dawah, then like the photo and share it, and ask questions, dawah. Images can do so much for you and push so much out there and can tell so many stories, but you got to be willing to put out a signal, because there's so much noise in the world today. Right now, somebody can probably tell me what a Kardashian hair color is.
Oh my God.
Right now, a boy can tell me what LeBron did in practice today or what he ate for breakfast. Is that signal or is that noise? Noise. You go to an image like this, like a selfie. Is this signal or noise? Why is it a signal? It sends a message. Images throughout time have sent a message. That's why drawing pictures and hanging them up. What happened? The people started worshiping them. So when you're online in this digital world that we're in, where it's so easy, remember, every 2 minutes, 2 minutes, I've been talking for whatever, 2 minutes. Every 2 minutes, pictures are taken and it has surpassed all of humanity. Human beings, all of them that lived in 1800, more than any photo that they have taken in like 100 years. All of humanity, all of 100 years. We do that today, every 2 minutes. We lap them every 2 minutes. All of the photos they took in the 1800s, we lap them. And it's something you want to think about, because this is a tool for dawah. This is something that's here in our hands every day if we decide to not take the bathroom selfie, but talk about the sisterhood that you and your sister have together. Not, oh look, this is the outfit of the day, we fresh, we fly, yo, what's up? Because what are you trying to do? You're trying to elicit a response, a negative response. That is a noise. That's not a signal. That's not a signal. A signal is a conversation about something. And it's a storytelling thing. Almost done. Okay. Let me finish up. I'm almost done, please. Because I'm almost at the meat and the potatoes. So the real victim of this fast photography and this place is not the quality of photos, it's not skill. Like I said, I'm not here to tell you about skill and quality and all that. The real victim is us. By the fact that we feel the need to be in front of the camera ourselves or live behind a lens, then record the moments with your mind. And then use those moments that you do record to send a signal out to the world. We lose something. We lose the experimental side of photography. We lose the joy of photography as an art. The signal, you're trying to enlighten and tell a story. Noise, you're just trying to draw a response or a wasted act or how you're feeling the void that people have in themselves with noise that they're creating. Hey, talk to me, this and that, blah, 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 blah. Right now, and I know, so someone in here has an Instagram account with their name on it. Aisha somebody, right? But I also know Aisha has a backup account, and then she has a backup of a backup of account. Then she has a backup of a backup of a backup of a backup of a backup account where her name is, who's her favorite pop star? Malik, Zayn Malik, right? That's one. Her name is Aisha Malik. And she puts those names together. And that's the account that she used to talk to boys. Trust me, I know. I see it all the time. So this is what we have to be careful of, because this is what they're trying to push you to put noise into the world so they can have data. Now, why do I bring that up? Like, am I accusing someone? No, I'm not trying to do that. Because the simple fact is they track everything you do, right? So digital communication is just not prevalent in teenager lives. It is your lives. I know this is what they want. This is what they put here. They put this in your lives. But what's important is it's simply these teens need this technology and they develop it, right? So mobile phones are social networking, but it makes the things that teens have already done. Teens already been, like, for years, we always been trying to be cool, have our own identity different to our parents. We've all tried to, get the attention of somebody, whether it's opposite sides, a male or a female. We all been there growing up, but today they made it a whole lot easier to do it. And they even got it to a fact where right now they have apps where you don't have to put names in. It's called Yik Yak. It's called Whisper. You know what I'm talking about. Matter of fact, somebody in here right now talking about how boring Kahari is, but mashallah, his shirt is fly. Right now. But you don't even have to put a name in it because it's based on location of where you are. Right now, that's happening. Allahu Alam. Just trying to make a point. So it's nothing different. What I'm trying to say is we have the message. Adhere to our Islamic values. One of our Islamic values is being sincere. I'm up here. Thank you for that. See, the point is sincerity, man. The point is heart. And I'm going to close. I'm almost done. Before I read these last two questions, the reason why I bring up all this information about Snapchat and all this stuff is because you got to think of the big picture. Like I said, I'm a marketer, right? That's what I do. Well, there's always companies buying other companies. And when they buy other companies, they buy the company's assets. When you buy someone's assets, you'll own everything. Every Snapchat, every Instagram, every social media secret site has a name and a phone and who is to, and even if it's your parents' phone, they know that you put your name in and most of the browsers and stuff like that. Pretty soon, Allahu Alam, companies are going to combine and sell information. They're going to store information about each and every one of y'all, even me, myself. That's why right now, if I go on YouTube, they show me photography-related stuff. If he go on YouTube, they probably show him LeBron James dribbling the basketball. For the sisters, they probably show Mac makeup. And this is what they do. They're gaining this information and putting it all in this database. So much so to the fact that there was a survey in 2009 that surveyed and showed up to 45% of U.S. companies are now checking job applicants' social media. They're checking it right now. And the networking sites to see your activity. And 35% reported rejecting people because of what they found. Now, you're like, oh, I don't need a job. Check it out. We're talking about universities. Universities and colleges are doing this, rejecting people on that alone. So what's your intention? Are you sincere about the images that you put out there? They're going to use it against you, right? I ask you, students, Instagrammers, what are you going to do? What story can you tell? Is it going to just be noise? Oh, look at this new haul I did today. Or is it about your experience wearing a hijab? Your experience of people pointing me out in the crowd knowing I'm Muslim? Because that's a story you could tell with a picture. In a real way. That resonates with people. Just as though this picture of Trayvon Martin, when I said, who's Trayvon Martin? Somebody was like, oh, that's the kid that got killed in Florida. Hey, there's my friends. Hey, that's what's up. So you gotta ask yourself. Sorry guys, I pressed the button too fast. You gotta ask yourself, what image are you putting out there? Be sincere. Adhere to your Islamic values. And we are a witness for the people. So on your Instagrams, it shouldn't be duck faces in the bathroom with your girls, homies. And I'm sorry, but the fellas, you know, they have that problem too. They do the same thing. It's not any different to anybody. You all are in the same thing, trying to be independent of your parents and trying to, what's the independent? And I wrote it down here. Try to be independent and just like be cool and attract other people of the opposite sex, male or female. That's the game. When you could be doing something good, maybe helping someone that's sad. And I was going real bad moment, and then sister, Wallahi, I seen your photo of you standing in the flowers and writing something, and it inspired me. What? That's what you do with photography. You tell a story. You reach people. Because, like I said, a picture's worth 1,000 words, but in Kahari, it's 10,000. So be careful, guys. Make sure that you want to think about what you're doing. Is this a signal or is it noise? Are you going to have a story to tell the people? Are you going to add life to people? Or are you going to enlighten them? Or are you just like gating, trying to get likes, filling a void to need attention, or is it a wasted act? Because people ask, hey man, Islamophobia. They ask me, being that most of the people know that I'm a convert, hey, what do you think about this Islamophobia? Take pictures. Like, what do you mean? Like, show them what life is. Show them. Make yourself accessible. That's what I tell everybody. Make yourself accessible. If you guys didn't know, that's my Instagram account. Instagram is to anybody like it, so anyone can like it, because that's where I talk about photography or whatever it is. Because you have to make yourself accessible to people so people can understand what you are. But if you just alienate yourself, or you follow the trend, you just become noise. You're not a thought provider. You're just a follower. You want to give signal to people. And with that, I basically conclude. Now, it's something very important I have to say. This morning, I told you, I woke up, got the babysitter, paid, bought snacks, did all this time. I put all this time and effort to come here today. Alhamdulillah, I'm alive. But I really thank you guys for coming and sitting in this class, being quiet, adhering to the rules, and I didn't have to do anything outside of character. And I really appreciate you guys for giving me your time. And I respect it. So snap it up.